So folks, what have we just seen coming into view here? Wacker Neuson dual view, and I'm going to find out what it's all about now with Ian. Let's open the door and say hello to Ian. Ian!
Peter, how are we?
I'm very well, fancy seeing you here, but with a new dual view.
Yes, Dual View Series 2, recently launched here in the UK, following the very successful launch of the DV Series 1 4 years ago, a machine that's really sort of revolutionised the dumper market, really.
Yeah, we've seen this, and there's been a lot of change in the market with dumpers actually because of what you've done as a business, and I think, you know, making it even better now is what we're seeing here, isn't it, Ian? So
Absolutely.
Tell me, you're in the driver's seat. Let me come around and have a look at the driver's seat here. What's changed, but what's obviously new within the whole setup there that you've just driven around in?
Okay, so firstly, obviously the Dual View was developed in consultation with a lot of the Tier 1 contractors and major rental companies, and it was designed to exceed the standard requirements of ISO 5006, which is to do with visibility from the cabin.
Yep.
Obviously, since the launch, probably our most successful launch that we've ever had, really. We've listened to the points that operators and site users have made, and we've made relevant changes to make their life that bit easier, that bit safer, and that little bit more comfortable, shall we say. So firstly, with the new steering wheel and seat combination, we've removed the central console here, so that we've now got a step through position and more room for the feet, so it's a more comfortable driving position. We've changed, because we've, again, listening to what people say, we've changed the rake and capabilities of the adjustable steering wheel, again, just to make it that little bit more comfortable for the operator. In terms of ride quality, one of the areas that we received comments about was because people were spending more time in the dual view than probably conventional because of the productivity that you could get and gain. So ride quality was quite important. So now in the UK, our standard offering is a heated air suspension seat.
Very nice.
With not only the up and down movement, but also a fore and aft movement as well. So riding across the ground is a lot more comfortable from an operator's perspective. And then with the steering wheel and seat console concept, obviously we can spin round, as we've talked about before and we've seen many times.
Absolutely.
But one of the points was that when the seat was in this position, the operator had to spin the seat round to exit the cabin. So this time,
right, okay,
lift up armrest, very familiar to any excavator driver, but allows us access whether you're facing the skip or whether you're facing away from the skip.
Now, Ian, you know, one of these things that's really interesting about, for me, is how you look at the whole operator space. And so we've not only got the comfort there, but we've got some other features which are really important. One, seatbelt, you know, fastened, so you literally can't operate the machine, can you, without the seatbelt?
No. So in the changes, we've introduced the starting sequence, if you like. So the operator has to be sat down on the seat and then engage the seatbelt before the machine will start. Gone of the days when you can just connect the seatbelt and sit on top of a closed seatbelt. You've got to follow that sequence to let the machine start. So another little added safety feature.
And it is a safety feature that I know Tier 1 contractors are really, really important feature, this, because, you know, what we want to see is people safe on site, but what we're getting is a lot of alerts and things like that. So what's great about this machine as well, it's a connected machine, isn't it? So it can report to people on its health and what it's been doing.
Yes, indeed.
Fuel burn, etc.
Yes, so all the machines are fitted with an equipped care system, which is a telematics system. That telematics system will not only report things like error codes and so on, but will also, if you choose to, it'll tell you how much fuel's in the tank, and various other things like that that are, you know, useful to the people on site, for example, or people with refueling stations. But then equally, because it's giving error codes and things like that, and also you can do things like geofence and track the machine's movements. You can see whether the machine's working, whether it's standing down, whether it's sitting there idling, which is a point worthy of note, really, because if the machine is sitting there idling and the engine's just running over, the machine's got an auto stop system.
Right.
So when the DPF temperature conditions are right and certain other conditions are met, if the machine is just left running, if you like, to keep the cabin environment warm, after a period of time, it will shut down, leaving the safety lights on and warning lights on, but the engine will shut down, obviously saving CO2 emissions and things like that.
And again, you know, I'm seeing lots of people reporting on that across the board with big projects and even medium-sized projects. Ian, come down. We've got to go and see some more of the machine, folks. And while Ian is coming down, you know, a couple of other points in there. There's a switch inside the machine that allows you to do travel mode, which disengages the skip. And then there's also that skip mode where obviously people can operate the machine. But Ian, we talked about dual view. We've also got to talk about super view, as we call it in my context. Because you mentioned the ISO there, but what we've got is we've also got a camera at the front, which we'll see here, or front or back, depends how you look at it. And also we've got a mirror system, and that's really important because it literally allows the view from the cab, but also the view around the machine, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely. One of the key things, obviously, on site is visibility, and you know, we want to reduce the number of incidents and accidents and so on. So, when the machine was developed, listening to Tier 1 contractors and rental users alike, we aimed to set out and beat the ISO 5006 standard, which in its standard format means that you should be able to see an object 1.2 meters high, 1 meter away from the machine, anywhere around the perimeter of the machine. With the dual view, because of the large cabin and the big windows and so on, with the aid, the camera and the mirrors set in the correct position, we can actually see an object 1 meter away from the machine, but not at 1.2 meters high at ground level.
Right.
So that's a major improvement in safety, yes.
Come on, follow me, folks. We need to go around the front of the scene. I need to see this camera. What's really interesting, folks, is the camera here is actually, Ian, it's got its own washing
well,
thing, hasn't it? So literally, you can see, we'll put a clip on it, you've actually got your own screen wash for a camera.
Indeed.
I mean, Con, that's just really clever thinking, isn't it? It stops you having to get out the cab and
exactly,
things like that, isn't it?
Exactly. It's about convenience and it's about safety. So a dirty camera is of no use to benefit to anybody. So the fact that, you know, the operator can be sat in the cab, go to spin to face the skip, for example, because he's approaching the loading vehicle, but it is dirty, the camera is dirty, so the operator can just press the button in the cab, clean view, and he's got not only a view from the front, but also a view directly in front of the machine.
So dual view, make it cameras, all the rest of it, clean views, that's brilliant. And of course, we've got a new lighting system, all LEDs, protected, folks. And the one thing I wanted to really make sure people knew is, what about the capacity of the skip itself? You know, what can people be shifting in this sort of machine?
So we've got 3 models in the range. We've got a 6-ton capacity machine, a 9-ton capacity machine, and a 10-ton capacity machine. So you know, we've got a choice for people to suit any job, really.
And folks, we've also got towing here, electrics there. So why you were saying earlier, people are spending a lot more time in this because it's an absolute workhorse for the job site. So we've got everything here we need. Safety, number one for me.
Absolutely.
Operator comfort, absolutely fantastic. Visibility, great. We've got the fact that it's a workhorse on site, and we've got the fact that it's a stage 5 engine inside.
Absolutely.
All of the things are done from ground level to maintain it. So it's going to be an even bigger view when you guys get these things on site, isn't it, Ian? Great
Absolutely.
to talk to you.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Cheers, Peter.